Hello Pisces, welcome to your reading for the first week of January. I'm Jennifer and thank you for being with me here today. Happy New Year to you. First I want to ask you to please give my channel a subscription. And I just want to let you know that I have already obviously pulled the cards for you. That I do that because I really want to tune into your energies. And I take my time doing that. And that's why the cards are pulled off camera. Also, if this reading resonates with you, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And let's dive into the reading. So, this is a simple cross. I'm using the Colette Baron Reid, the Good Tarot. And then I also pulled one card from the Medicine Woman Tarot deck, which we'll get to at the end. And then at the end of the reading, we're going to pull one Oracle card. And that's it. So let me do this first because I forgot to do this in my last video for Aquarius. So at the bottom of the deck, the overall energy, we have the Four of Earth. This card talks about really hanging on to what you have, especially in the material realm. So perhaps you are afraid of losing something, or you are concerned with your material security in some way. It can also represent having what you need and feeling secure in what you have. Fours also represent a foundation. So perhaps you have built up something in your foundation that you should feel proud of. So the crowning your reading, we have the Sun. This card talks about abundance. It can also refer to something being illuminated in your life at this time, or perhaps there has been a recent illumination in some aspect of your life. It can also have to do with, because you have 4 out of 7 cards here pulled are major arcana, it can also be maybe your spirit or your heart, your emotions perhaps are coming through to you a little bit stronger at this time, or have been. Perhaps you've been being tested, or perhaps you're about to go through some tests in your life. So again, this talks about illumination, and sometimes what is illuminated, we don't always, some of it's good and some of it is difficult to deal with or move forward with. So that is in the position of crowning your reading. The present situation, we have Temperance, which is also called Patience in this card. And this is asking you to have moderation in everything that you do, whether it's in your thoughts, perhaps even your eating habits. Perhaps you like to go out a lot, drink too much, smoke too much. This card is just asking you to have moderation in everything that you do. And that means, everything. Maybe for some people they meditate too much, or they focus too much on going to the gym all the time. And it's asking you to balance out something in your life. Crossing that card, which is an obstacle or opportunity, we have the Seven of Fire, which is also the Seven of Wands. And this card talks about perhaps being challenged by others in the direction that you are moving. But it asks you to move ahead with, and I'm going to pull this card out now because right below that card in your foundation, which is the next card, you have Judgment, which in this particular deck is Call. This is about heeding the call within. This is about heeding the call perhaps of spirit. Sorry, let me hold on this way. And of purpose. This is about finding your purpose in life. And sometimes when we focus our thoughts on, how can I serve others? Rather than reeling in your mind about the things that you have been through, try to take those experiences and garner the wisdom that you got from them. And when you put those experiences toward a directed mindset of, either figuring out, what is your purpose? What makes your heart sing? What is it that really lights your fire? What really gets you moving? Okay? Because this is a card of moving toward those goals. And the way the cards are laid out, as I see it, it's pointing directly to this call card. So it's about listening to that inner calling. And actually, I'm sorry, this isn't the next card, but I am bringing it up because it is pointing directly to this card. Okay? And it doesn't really matter. I'm going to read these cards intuitively. I'm not going to necessarily go by the way in which the spread is supposed to be. Okay? So it's really about heeding that inner calling. And how do you heed that inner calling? It's by knowing, when you do something and you get so immersed in what it is that you're doing, that you sort of lose track of time, you lose track of what's really going on around you because you're so immersed in that particular activity or feeling or whatever it is for you. Because everyone has a purpose in life. And those purposes don't always fit into the box of our current society. And not everybody's purpose is going to get them lots of money. And not everyone's purpose is meant to do that. And it is unfortunate that we have to, put most of our time and energy into things that may not be fulfilling our purpose. But this is saying that whatever time you can give to it, okay? And perhaps that's why you have this patience card here in moderation. Do things in moderation and make sure you're saving time for yourself. That makes, things that bring you that sense of fulfillment and joy. Because real abundance is that feeling that you take with you. Like, if we are to have a fulfilling life at the end of our lives, it's not going to be about, how much money did we make or how many friends did we have that may or may not have been true friends. It's really about what did I give to the world? How did I serve the world? Okay? Now, the card in the position, this is the foundation, I'm sorry. This is the foundation card. This is your hopes and fears. It can also represent possibilities and the things that you should or want to be striving toward. And you have the Three of Earth here. And this talks about teamwork in this particular deck. This talks about the work that perhaps you came here to do. Okay? It also talks about working with others and collaboration, cooperation, and getting something done together. So maybe there's something in your life, there's a part of your purpose, Pisces, could be in bringing others together. In your recent past, you have love, which in the traditional tarot is called the Lovers. In this card also is called oneness in this particular deck. And it talks about unity, obviously, working together. But you can see that, first of all, this card is in your recent past, okay? So maybe you have come together with someone. Maybe you are in a relationship with someone. Maybe you've already been on this path of focusing on your purpose and how you can serve others. The Lovers also talks about choices. So perhaps you have made some choices in the past in your life that have led you. Obviously, our choices lead us to where we are today, no matter who you are or what sign you are. But this could talk about choices that you recently have made. But as you can see in this card, okay, the woman and the lion are sound asleep. They're not really awake. Wake up. It's asking you to wake up. Hear the call. Okay? It's not the time to stay asleep. And it's not the time to be in relationships with people that want to keep you asleep. You know, I know that a lot of the New Age community thinks that they're awake. But, you know, we cannot only focus on the positive in life. We have to understand that anger is, and I heard someone else say this in a tarot reading, that anger is sacred. And I really liked when I heard them say that, because it's true. We have to listen to what it is that makes us angry. We can't let that lion stay asleep. We have to, even if it's just whatever it is that, you know, maybe there's something out in the world that just really makes you feel like there's such an injustice in that particular aspect of something going on. Or maybe it's something, you know, whatever it is that, like I said, lights your fire, but we can't stay asleep, okay? We have to search for the truth. We have to look for the truth. And that's how we co-create a true, better world for everyone. You know, just staying positive and not wanting to look at maybe the stuff that we don't want to look at isn't really going to help us in the long run. It's going to make us stay asleep. And that's the last thing that we need to do right now. We need to really wake up for real, okay? And you are being asked to wake up, to heed that call. Stop ignoring that inner voice that's saying something isn't right here. I feel the need to do something. Or maybe, you know, not for everyone is going to, maybe that's, you know, it really depends on your situation and whatever it is that lights your fire, okay? Because in your outcome card, the near future, you have the messenger of fire. And this card talks about lighting your fire. Something's going to light your fire, or you're going to let your fire get lit, okay? You see these candles around her head. This talks about determination. This talks about taking action. You can see, like, she looks pretty pissed off, actually. Well, maybe not pissed off, but she looks like she's, like, kind of perturbed about something. And she's like, no, I'm going to do something about this. This ain't right. I'm doing something about this, and I'm going to take action on it. Okay? So, for you, I don't know why, but I'm sensing like you have to get in touch with those things that make you angry before it becomes rage. Okay? Don't let your anger turn into rage. I know about that because I have felt that rage. Not that I've taken action on those types of raging feelings other than communicate the way I feel. And sometimes that's all we need to do. Sometimes, you know, if we don't express our anger or our rage, that's when we turn violent. So it's so important to communicate, even if it's just through a simple blog or a journal, and bring out these actions, okay, into the world. You have something that, there's some action that you're being called to take, okay, to wake up. Wake up. So now I'm going to read to you the prayer for this card in the deck, the Medicine Woman deck, okay? Dancer. Now this is also the World card in the traditional tarot. I don't know if you can see, it says that there on the side. Actually up here it says that right there. The World. And usually this card talks about completion of something. In this particular deck, it's also called Attainment or the Dancer. So it's like engaging the world and dancing with whatever it is that you're being called to. And a dance is not necessarily, you know, dancing out in the, you know, in literally dancing. It's your spirit dancing, doing its dance here on this third dimensional realm. Medicine Woman energy, dancer in the winds of time. So what that says to me also is like whatever it is that you bring forth in the world, in your life, it's going to carry on into the future. Okay? Even if we don't think that we're doing something big, you don't have to be like famous person to leave your mark on the world. Even sometimes just doing small things can make a big impact. Okay? So the affirmation, not prayer. The present is my point of power. All light, all love, all energy pass through me now, creating ongoing beauty, balance, and awakening on the path toward infinite bliss. From death the pause of perfect peace. I am born to dance on the top of the world. The card speaks, I am cosmic consciousness, an awareness in the now of the many forces at work on every plane of existence, in and beyond this world. In a sense, I am what has been referred to as the New Age. When all is in balance and everyone lives in peace and harmony, recognizing their oneness with each other, I am the end of an old cycle and the beginning of a new one. I am a sign that all have learned to work with nature, using the laws of nature to the benefit of all. The streams and rivers flow, turning the water wheels. The wind gives its power to the windmills. The sun warms homes and gives light. Each element and being is recognized for its worth and utilized in beneficial ways according to the Creator's plan. You are now a co-creator, taking part in the planetary transformation now taking place. Self and world are one being, breathing one life. You are the dancer, holding wands of male and female life force in perfect balance. So that also talks about the patience card as well, and bringing in that balance and being moderate, in moderation. The polarities within the self have been recognized and brought into a conscious, creative working relationship. I dance freely and with power, for I have faced the death of all that flows through me. In other words, I have transcended possession and desire for results. My actions are based on the fullness of the moment rather than on sacrifice for the future. I understand that now is all futures. I therefore live in death. It is death as a state of a constant peace and surrender to what is. And I also just want to read this real quick. This is from the Navajo Blessing Way. I will be happy forever. Nothing will hinder me. I walk with beauty before me. I walk with beauty behind me. I walk with beauty above me. I walk with beauty below me. I walk with beauty around me. My words will be beautiful. So, what that's saying is to really, dance that dance and heed that inner call and figure out what it is that's lighting your fire, even if it's sharing petitions on your social media or gathering research about something that really gets you going. Or maybe, starting something new for yourself that can bring and help to awaken people from their slumber. Okay? So now I'm going to just pull one Goddess Oracle card for you. Okay, can we get one Goddess Oracle card for Pisces? What messages do you have for Pisces? What messages do you have for Pisces? And this is the one that wants to come out. Okay. Inanna, embracing the shadow. I feel like I got this one recently for another reading. I'm going to put it here. Hopefully you can see that. So let's see what this card says. Inanna. I went there of my own free will. I went there in my finest gown with my rarest jewels and my Queen of Heaven crown. In the underworld, at each of the 7 gates, I was stripped 7 times of all that I thought I was, till I stood bare in who I really am. Then I saw her. She was huge and dark and smelly and hairy, with a lion's head and lion's claws, devouring everything before her. Ereskigel, my sister, she was all that I am not, all that I have hidden, all that I have buried. She is what I have denied. Ereskigel, my sister. Ereskigel, my shadow. Ereskigel, myself. I'm not sure what this Ereskigel is. I guess it's her sister in the underworld. Inanna is here to tell you that a journey to the underworld is the way to wholeness for you now. It is time to dance with your shadow. Reclaim what you've denied. Embrace your own dark sister, dark self. You need all those aspects of yourself that your parents, caregivers, teachers, society have deemed unacceptable in order to achieve your wholeness in life. Whether it be your talent, your beauty, your inner vampire, your anger, your madness, You are required to surrender to the journey and embrace your dark side. If you are already in the underworld, the appearance of Inanna may signal that the time for your return is at hand. Journeys to the underworld to embrace your dark side are a law unto themselves. They take as much time as they need to take. You can't just fit them into your schedule. When it is time for you to journey, you will, and you will not be done until you return. Take comfort in the fact that all journeys to the underworld do end, and that you will indeed return. Much different from who you thought you were when you went. So I think that's interesting that it talks about dancing with your shadow side. And we have the sun here, which is the light. And then we have these sleeping lion and woman. Okay, and maybe this lion is staying asleep. It's like your anger and your passion and that madness inside of you that you need to go ahead and let that call, heed that call. And again, I'm not advising you to like go crazy or do something offhand or get yourself into trouble. What I'm advising you to do is stop letting that shadow side stay asleep. Stop putting that part of yourself, locking that part of yourself away because you're afraid of that opposition from others. This is asking you, and that's why this card is your obstacle. Okay? It's saying you have to move ahead and you have to just ignore those challenges, and not ignore them, but not let them defeat you, not let them stop you from doing what it is that you need to do. Okay? And that's why this card is also shows a unicorn, because it's that uniqueness inside of you that only when you bring into harmony, which is also this card speaks of, the shadow and the light, can that true calling really come through, or that awakening for you. Okay? So I hope that this message has brought you some kind of insight into your life at this time. I hope it helped you in some way. I do wish you a very happy and healthy New Year, Pisces, and please don't forget to give my video a thumbs up, and also please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, and Happy New Year. Take care. Bye-bye.